Hello, Samar Shire, welcoming you on behalf of Baniya. Today I'm covering a company in steel sector. The name of the company is Vardhman Special Steel, and the flow of the presentation is as first we'll discuss about the company fundamentals and company. Second is about the promoter, because it forms a really important part of this company. So as I look after promoter. The third part is there are two positive triggers which I'm looking at. So positive trigger. The fourth part is the view and recommendation. So let's start off with the first one. It is particularly into auto grade steel, and it is trading right now at a market cap. Right now trading at 132 rupees per share, market cap of roughly 470 crore. And the company was inaugurated in the year 1973. So right now it's in the 50th year of its operations. And I tell you that it is an OEM supplier. It supplies to Maruti, Hyundai, Hero, TVS, Bajaj. So passenger vehicles form the main component, followed by two-wheeler vehicle. And is a part of Vardhman Group. Also that it has a capacity of 2 lakh tons of rolling capacity and 36,000 tons of steel bars what it sells. So it's into specialized sector. So Vardhman Special Steel is into a auto grade steel for niche components, and it goes into product line as 16 mm as low as 16 mm of long steel products. Second part, it's about the promoter and its integrity. Phenomenal. I would tell you that Sachit Jain took over the company in 2010. The demerger happened from the Vardhman Textiles for the holding company, and Sachit Jain is IIM Ahmedabad alumnus. Wonderful person in sort of that he is well read, in terms of everything, business acumen, intelligence. He rates top of the rank. And one thing I tell you, the financials here, because the change in financials has come because of the promoter and the sector, of course, going through positive tailwind. So what has Sachit Jain done is that in 2011-2012 the company was loss making. In FY15 also company made a loss of 15 crore, and in FY18 it turned positive and it is making a profit of 25 crores. So you're seeing that as a whole jump from, it's a turnaround company basically. And if you go to look at the top line, it has grown at 11% CAGR for last 5 years, which is good. And the other part is that the promoter also shows one more thing, that is it's into 50th year of operations, as I mentioned. So it has seen a lot of ups and downs. It has gone through cycles. It has gone through times when there was no demand, when the auto sector was facing a lot of regulations and a lot of difficulties. So it shows that it can cater to the cyclical trend and the cyclical nature of the sector. Third thing we're talking about is positive trigger. So there are two positive triggers. First is capex, second is JV. So first, it is going through a 3-year capex of 200 crore rupees, and which would involve increasing the capacity from 2 lakh ton to 2,40,000 ton, which is an increase of 20% in the capacity with a capex amount of 200 crore, funded via QIPs and internal accruals. So one thing that's good also, that it did a QIP of roughly about say 56-60 crore, 120 crore at a rate of 140, and there was two really big funds, DSP BlackRock Microcap and Sundaram AIF Category 2 have invested at rate of 140 per share. They have taken 5% each in the company, and it tells you that the company has a good balance sheet, clean balance sheet, and because these kind of funds only invest in companies which are accounting in a sensible manner, going through good promoter, industry is good and all of that. They meet all the checklists basically. And one more positive is that JV, which could be a time consuming part, but it has been talked about since past 2 years. In past 3 years annual report, we are seeing that companies trying to have a JV with a foreign player, probably in Japan. Name is undisclosed to us also, but company believes that they want to go into specialized and downstream products and possibly bearings or that kind of products, and this would make sure that the company is having good technology with them, and because of that they'll get higher margins. So a JV would be a positive trigger, and they could collaborate with top of the foreign players. Phenomenal. And the fourth part is recommendation. So recommendation would be, I'll take 4-5 things into consideration and give you a recommendation, personal views of course. That the ROC is right now not really interesting. Company's ROC was in FY15 minus 0.7 percentage. FY18 currently it is doing a 5.6 percentage, but the promoter is betting for a ROC of 15% in FY21. So this could be a game changer. You bet in your money right now, sit tight for next 3 years, you will see some good returns being made here. Also, one thing is to look at the EBITDA per ton is increasing continuously for the company in past 3 years, 4 years, because of the steel sector getting improved, because of the capacity, deletion from China. There's a lot of capacity being, cut down from China and Chinese government. And one more positive thing is that there is no coverage with this stock. No sell side sector, no sell side analyst is covering, no brokerage report is now. Brokerage house has a rating on this stock. So what you're seeing is that whenever the rating would come, it would mean that the stock would eventually go up by 10-15% when the rating comes in. So no smart money is really betting except for the two fund houses I mentioned. And I would be really looking at not a price target, but I would be looking at that comfortable value for the company right now would be 60%, 70% plus from current levels of 130, 135. But it would take you a hard patience and possibly 2 years from now. But 70% is some comfortable value what I'm looking at without any JV expectations. And this is the whole of it. Thank you.